Hello, Ian from Somerset News Network here. I've got me work top on. Um, all my other nice ones are in the wash, so you'll have to do with this one. It's hot, it's warm. I got long sleeves on it because when I'm working on the lathe, you get bits of steel come off. So, I would have a t-shirt on, but I don't like got metal on me on my arms. Anyway, Trump. Oh, got to have my hat on for this one. Trump's in Saudi Arabia yesterday and got an agreement with them, and everybody looks happy. He got a standing elevation by the Saudi Parliament. Absolutely brilliant. He's now in Qatar. It is reported that tomorrow in Qatar, Putin is going to be there and Zelensky from Ukraine. They're going to try and hammer out a peace deal. Now, some people are saying that Trump's going to be there. Some people are saying, no, he's not going to be there. I don't know. We will have to wait and see. But you look at the Trump, what we would call in Britain, government front bench. His ministers, they're very smart. They've been in business. They've been senators. They've been lawyers. And they're smart. They're good looking, especially the girls. yeah. And they got a 27-year-old blonde doing the press conference. She's a cracker. I don't mean cracker as good looking, because she is good looking, but she's really smart. And the woke media press that are sat there just don't know what to do. There's so much information coming out of the White House. And if Caroline Levitt isn't telling them, Trump's holding press conferences in the Oval Office on his own. Sometimes he's got friends behind him. Oh, when he was talking about the British deal that he's done with Starmer, Peter Mandelson was behind him. He looked out of place. Looked like he didn't want to be there. And I'm thinking, what has this deal really done? How has Trump managed to trump Starmer, Mandelson and Lammy? Oh, and Rachel from Accounts, because she went over to try and help sort the deal out. What have they got on these people to force the deal to go through in favour of the Americans? I don't think it's reciprocal. I don't think that it's a good deal. I think it's a bit of a one-way deal that America wins, which is what Trump said. American first. You can't blame him. It's just that this government is so weak. They wanted the deal to stand up and say, look, I'm getting deals. Starmer said it when he was being questioned this morning. I've got deals, I've done this. Yeah, but it's not very good, is it? He got a deal with India. It's got immigrants from India can come in and they won't have to pay national insurance for 3 years. Yet, this white paper, on immigration white paper they just released yesterday, says that companies, this would include the NHS, have to hire UK trained staff, not staff that have been trained abroad. So, where does that leave the Indian deal? Because now if they're Indian trained, they can't come over and work because of this government policy in the white paper. When you've got an Act of Parliament, you look at it and see how it affects things and how it works in practice. I don't think this government's capable of doing that. I used to do it when I was in the Department of the Environment. I used to advise the wildlife section. I was in one section, and the wildlife section used to call me in to explain how the Countryside and Wildlife Act and the Firearms Act join together and how things work in practice. I don't think the government has got anybody that can do this. I think they just come up with ideas to make it sound good. They're after sound bites, they're after the forums. They must have focus groups and forums about Labour policy, and people will say, oh, that sounds good, we like that. And when you get down to it, it's nothing. Just bullshit. They've got no intention of doing what they say they're going to do. And the immigration bill is not going to stop the boats. It's going to cost us millions, so that means our taxes have got to go up. If our taxes go up, then I've got less money to go and buy things, therefore jobs will be lost. Because companies won't be able to keep going. It's basic economics. So they're going to tax the people that are at work, so they can pay illegal immigrants to put them up in 5-star hotels, give them Wi-Fi and mobile phones, and live for nothing. It's a brilliant scheme for the illegal immigrants who are criminals. They've come into this country illegally. If you're caught doing a crime, you shouldn't be profiting from it. I said it before in another video, and I'm going to say it again. I know. Trump's got the right idea. Trump has cut down illegal immigration by 95%. It's just unbelievable. It happened overnight because he got tough. And we're going to get tough. And I think we got to repatriate, not expel or deport, repatriate illegal immigrants. We are importing terrorism into this country. The police arrested, is it 5 Iranians that were planning to bomb things? We don't know what they were going to bomb. Now, Starmer's had a firebomb on his house, a car was set on fire, and we're told there was 3 or 4 other incidents around London. And the guy that was arrested for planting the firebomb in Starmer's house that he was renting out to somebody else was Iranian. Why are the Iranians having a go at Starmer? I thought he loved them. Thank God for Trump. Trump sorted out Syria. Looks like they were having a party in Syria last night. Don't quite know what's going to happen there. But as they say, watch this space. Anyway, I like the Americans. I like the American way of life. I would have loved to have worked there. I was offered a job there. And we went all the way out to Montana. We went to Salt Lake City. It was cheaper to go to Salt Lake City with 2 planes, go into Denver, Denver to Salt Lake City, and then hire a car and drive for 3 days up to Montana. We just took our time. And the Americans were lovely people. And I almost went on a fishing trip. But as we had to get to Montana, I didn't have the time. And we went into a gun shop and had a look round, and I bought some fishing fly tying material, which I couldn't get here. And I was having a chat with the lads. They got a pot-bellied stove, and they're all sat round drinking Coke or coffee, whatever they want, and telling yarns. And they said, "Oh, you're not from round here?" I said, "No, I'm from England. I'm on my way to Montana." This was in Idaho, around salmon, and they got salmon rivers that go up through the valleys. And they said, "Oh, do you fish?" I said, "Well, just a little bit." I said, "I fish for rainbow on our lakes, which are imported and grown." And they said, "Do you want to come fishing?" And I said, we got steelheads at the moment coming through." I said, no, I haven't got the time. I would love to. We'll lend you the kit, And they said, "Have you got a pistol?" And I said, "No." And they've all got pistols, revolvers on their sides, big ones. I said, "What do you want a 44 for?" They said, "Because the bears are just coming out of hibernation." So they go fishing in the morning. They come into the shop, they have a coffee and a chinwag, and then they go fishing before they go back home. And they got a 44 Colt, Smith & Wesson, Ruger on the side, in case the bears come along. And they got grizzly bears out there. They wouldn't let us carry a gun to go shoot. Nicest blokes you could ever wish to meet. And it was, if I'm back again, let them know, because they'll take me out fishing. Anyway, I went up to Montana and we had a wonderful time. Anyway, I think I've talked for long enough. Let's see what's happening tomorrow in Qatar with Putin and Lazinski. And that video that came out with Starmer and Macron and the German Chancellor, with white lines on the table, and him hiding a packet of something, Macron hiding a packet of something behind his back. Was that Coke? Not the drink, the powder. And is Starmer on it? You'd have to ask the question. Or was it all done as a joke? I don't think so. They tried to hide it too much. Is Starmer a cokehead? I think we should do a drug test on the Prime Minister that's in number 10 to make sure that he is non-drugs. If you're a police officer, if you're in the army, and you do a drugs test and it's proof positive, like athletes, you're sacked. Why doesn't it apply to the Prime Minister? That's all I've got to say. Anyway, Ian, saying bye-bye for now.